Hello guys, welcome back to Guitar Tech Adventures Morning Edition. So you guys can see there's nothing back here. You guys are gonna see the dogs walking in the background probably. And today is gonna be a very laid back episode. We're gonna do a guitar setup and we're gonna set up my Gibson Explorer. I have not set up this guitar since I got it back in December, which speaks to the Gibson quality control. I know I've had mixed reviews in the past, but this time I got lucky. It was pretty decent. So I think the only thing I've done to that guitar is to lower the action. So today we're gonna set up the guitar, and you guys know I'm a D'Addario guy. Today we're gonna try SIT strings, which I got this for free at the NAMP show. See if it can get me out of D'Addarios and into SIT strings. Let's get it. So guys, I used to use strap locks and things like that, but it became kind of a not a problem. It was just, I'm just lazy, I guess. And you have to drill these things out, or use put it on your strap and things like that. So now what I use are these rubber locking things. Let's see. Come on. Anyway, so I use these rubber thingies now, and you put your guitar strap, and then you put this over it, and then it's as good as locked. And it's also cheaper, as you guys can see. Still in tune. The guitar looks amazing. It's a little dirty now because I've been playing it a lot, attempting to make cover videos online. And since it's the morning, have a little coffee, and we're gonna continue with this little setup. So I've seen a lot of people online just cutting the strings right here with the little thing, and it makes a nice noise and it's awesome and it looks cool. But for me, honestly, I never do that because I feel like, and this is just me talking my personal opinion, right? It's not necessarily 100% true, I will say. But I think there's something to be said about the tension of the strings and the neck, that when you do that, it snaps back. And that's probably not the best thing for your neck. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna loosen them up a little bit before we do the cutting. And now we can cut. If I can find my tools right here. There you go. This is the big one. All right. Put that there. Right here. Now, since we're gonna try new strings today, what do you guys think about strings? What's your favorite one? Drop it in the comments so I can give them a shot too. I haven't used the D'Addario since I started working in the business. I think ESP used them for a little bit, and I think they switched their strings to something different now. I've been using them for a while. Also, I have a friend that does a lot of touring with bands, and he says the D'Addarios last longer. I have friends that use DRs. They live and die by DRs, but in my experience, they go flat very quick. That will be the case now, but I haven't used them in forever. First thing, as I always do, is kind of somewhat clean the guitar. Let's see. There you go. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult to see any streaks or anything like that on this. But, okay. Now, here's the main decision I'm gonna have to make. So there's a couple of things I can do. One, go full in and polish frets and do the whole 9 yards to the guitar, or I can just change the string. All right, guys, after careful consideration, we're gonna polish the frets. We made a decision, and it was a very difficult decision to make. Maybe. maybe not. We're just gonna polish the frets. I use my Dremel with that, and I use some buffing, like small little compound thingy. And then after that, I use something called Flitz, which is this thing. And I go over the Dremel again. Now, Flitz you can buy at any hardware store. The other thing I ordered from Amazon. And if you don't have Dremel, you can use 4.0 steel wool. There you go. You go over that, each fret. Make sure you protect the fingerboard. And after that, you use Flit with a shop towel. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we gotta protect our pickups first. So we're gonna put tape on them. Lacquer is really cool paint, but it's very sensitive. So you gotta be careful with that. That's why it cracks with the cold and things like that. All right. Now that we have that covered and secured, we are going to use this. Take this out a little bit, and we're gonna fire up the Dremel. We're gonna get some on the wheel. The one thing you gotta be careful when you use Dremel is that this thing will heat up your fret. And if you do it for too long on the fret, you're gonna hit it up, and then the glue is gonna come off from the fret, and you're gonna mess up your fret. All right, so now that that's done, what I normally do is get a shop towel. We should be back here. Shop towels. Shop towels. Let's see how they come out. And then I use some of alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. This thing is actually what helps you when you want to clean the frets with something that is going to evaporate. If you do it with water, obviously that doesn't work very well, and you probably know that, but we'll do this. So you guys can see it's getting a little dirty there. Okay. You want to rub it on the fret. Try not to hit the fingerboard too much. Okay, so that's that. How are the frets looking now? They look a lot nicer, I would say. Okay, so now that we have that there, we are going to use, I know everybody uses the Dunlop stuff, the lemon fingerboard treatment, and there's so many different ways to go about how you're gonna treat your fingerboards. So now, let's talk about what I use. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but this is what I use. Mineral oil from CVS, odorless, tasteless, colorless. Lubricant laxative. How do you end up with this? I think I found this on ESP. One of the guys was using it and the fingerboards were amazing. So that's what I ended up using. and I've been out of the business for a little bit when it comes down to guitar tech and products and things like that. So I don't know if I will be using this now. I'm gonna talk to one of my buddies that does guitar work a lot, and I think he moved on from this to something different. But I have a huge bottle, as you can see, and I know it has different uses for this, but this is what I use it for. Anyways, if you have tried this, let me know in the comments. If you haven't, let me know in the comments and let me know what you use, because I want to try different things, and that's the spirit of this specific video, is to try new strings, getting out of my comfort zone. And I know they're just strings, but they were free, so let's try them out. Let's go back to guitar work. There you go. Boom. This fingerboard needed some love. Also, I noticed when I took out, I got rid of the strings, this fingerboard's a little grainy. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not necessarily too smooth, but it's also rosewood. But I don't know, just feels a little too rough. Okay, that does it for that. All right, so one thing I always tell everyone is to, every time you're done with something, just put it away and get the workbench completely cleared out of everything you might have, just in case you hit a guitar or drop something on it, or the guitar slides each way. Now we have to clean the guitar before we restring it. So what are we going to use for that? This product is another one of those things that I picked up at ESP, but I don't know if everybody uses it still. It's basically, it's called New Finish. I got it from car place, car repair place, car replay place, parts place, and that's what I've been using for years now. It has worked well for me. It holds the finish as well. I used to use two things before this. I forgot what they were. It was one for polishing and the other one is for sealing. I think this one does both. So yeah, so I know it was like, it's pretty dirty over here because I was trying to play some Metallica songs and recording them. Turns out they are more difficult than what I remember. I haven't played in a while, so. But this thing, it's been really nice to play this guitar and going back to my childhood and playing all the guitars, or the Metallica songs that I love. So it's been getting me closer to my metal side, and I can attribute that to either obviously getting this guitar and Metallica and all that kind of stuff, and Ola also, Ola England. He been watching his videos and he's getting me all metaled up again, and I love it because I love metal music. I don't like all the screamy stuff that much. I mean, we can scream here and there, but it can't be the whole song for me. So kind of like the hardest things that I've been listening to has been like Trivium or something like that. And if you guys have any other cool metal bands out there, put them in the comments so that way I can check them out. I'm looking for some metal inspiration to keep on playing, to keep on learning guitar and, you know, to keep on doing this. This is fun, right? That's why we do it. Okay, so that's that. I believe that's it for the top. Let's hit the back. Beautiful color. All right, let's see, it was dirty there. What's up, Jackson? Jackson scratching very loudly. Polishing. Let's put a little bit more. Oops. There you go. Put a little bit more of this. Now we dry. Okay. We're done with that. We might use the remaining for the headstock, but first, gotta take out. This is it. Yep, this is it. Normally, I put this on my little magnetic trusty tray so I don't lose the parts. Look at this. All right, we clean this. Perfect. Try it. This guitar has Grover tuners, the mini ones, which are pretty cool. Just double checking that everything's tight there. And we keep that off. Keep this out here. Hit that again. All right. So we have these here. I keep these around just in case. If I need to clean something, this one's the one that's wet, and this one's the one that I dry the stuff with. So I keep it around for a little bit. Let me put this back. There you go. And now, moment of truth. We do strings. Hey guys, remember how I said I was gonna do it in the morning? That didn't happen. So we're back. We're in the same shirt, but it's 3 days later at night, and this happened. Yes, that's number 2. Kid number 2, you can probably hear him now screaming. But yeah, let's keep working on the guitar. All right, guys, so we're back, and then the last step that I did was to polish the frets, clean the body, and also treat the fingerboard. And this is how it looks with the product that I put on it. And you guys tell me. Now we're gonna continue with the setup, and as you guys know, we are gonna do this. We're gonna try SIT strings. This the SIT guy gave it to me on NAMM, and he said they were pretty good. So we're gonna check it out on this new guitar, and then we're gonna jam on it a little bit to see how it goes. So, all right, if you guys can see here, all the strings are through the tailpiece. All right, this bad boy goes here. Put the bridge. Now this is the first string change I do on the guitar, like I was saying earlier. And normally that's not the case. Usually I change my strings and I do a setup, but I just wanted to see how this worked directly from the Gibson factory. So now I'm gonna show you guys how I do my strings. Everybody does it different, but this is the way I learned in ESP, and I think this is better because I was doing it at Fender, I was doing it one way, and at ESP I started doing it a different way. So let's do this. So this is how I do it. Put the string through, if you want to see it clear here. Put the string through, and then you go to the next string, next tuner, and then you cut it. So it's basically about an inch. Once you have it there, where is my thingy? I don't have my electric screwdriver. And then you go over here and you go like this. Let's do it with this. You do that over. Okay, you're doing that. And then the other ones are under. And this will automatically lock the string and you don't have that much left over. There, you see? And you see how clean it is? Right here? It's perfect. All right, so now we continue with the strings, and it's the same thing. Now I have my little screwdriver tool, which honestly, the first time I did this with that, I felt like such a pro. Make sure it's on the saddle. Same thing, we bring this to the next tuner, so about an inch. Cut it there, pull it back, and then we do the same thing. Automatically locked. Perfect. Next one, move it over here. This is the tuner, move it to the next. Put it through, up, down, and we're good. Clean. Next one. Go. This is a G string. Woo! There you go. This one's a little longer there, my bad. Yep. Can't wait to poke a hole in my finger with that. Almost last one. This one here. Now the thinner strings usually rolled up, they roll in a little bit more. Okay. So for these, put it through. Same thing, about an inch. All right. Okay, so now that they don't sound good, we are going to start the setup. First thing that you do, plug in the guitar. And then for these, since I've been playing all these covers and making all these videos, I'm doing E standard on the guitars now. You always want to tune it first so you can figure out what the tension is on the strings. And I'll show you a couple of tricks so that way when you do your own setups, you already kind of have an idea of how the strings are gonna move. Okay. So that should be it. Perfect. All right, so now that's that. Normally I do this. And that's just to loosen up the strings a little bit. Stretch them. Be nice to the E string. You see now we have a little more room for tuning. There you go. We're almost where we need to be. Okay, perfect. Now, first thing you do is to adjust the truss rod. So let's see what we have. This is pretty straight, which I like. Okay. I'm gonna keep it like that. And I haven't changed anything from the factory, man. So this is a legit Gibson setup, almost. Okay, so now we're gonna do the other parts. Let's see. Okay, so now we measure a 12th fret. I have this little ruler that is in 30 seconds. So it's 2 30 seconds and 1. 2 on the bass, 1. Let's see. Okay. Looks like it's a little too. So we have to give it a little more relief. It seems like it's not. It's fretting out. Yeah, this one is a little too low. So we're gonna change that. Let's forget which way these things go. All right, and we are back. Now with a little more sound. Oh, there you go. All right, so we were doing intonation, guys. So let's do.
us to move forward. Okay. Let's see.
Perfect.
A little more. Perfect. And the more you do it, guys, this thing becomes like second nature. So you kind of have like an idea of how many turns and how many things you're doing. Okay, that's not bad. Just we need to go back a little.
All right, that's it. That's it. So now we just gotta put this thing back in here. With my trusty tools. And we're good to go, people. We are absolutely good to go. Stay tuned for some covers. I'm practicing a little bit more now, so I'm hopefully I just need to figure out the sound on when I do it through digital through the interface because he sounds like ass still. Got a little compliments here and there, but I don't like how he sounds. So if you guys know a way where I can make this thing sound way better, let me know. Drop it in the comments. All right, guys, so that's it. SIT strings, boom, they're doing great. I've been playing this guitar for an hour or two for the past 2 or 3 days, and it's been playing really, really good. Still has a clear coating on it, so it's great, and then it still rings true, so it's not flat or anything like that, so they've been holding on. For me, I like durability of my strings, so SIT strings right now, I mean, for being free strings, perfect. So I'll definitely recommend that if you want to give it a shot. Obviously, it's a very personal decision, so get a set, See how it goes for you. For me, so far so good. So let me know in the comments if you like the strings, if you tried them before, what's your experience with them, and if you want to know about more about the setups, the guitar that I'm playing, and anything guitar related, just drop it in the comments. Other than that, guys, I think we're done. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you on the next Guitar Tech adventure. Later.